Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching 30 Reasons Why. This episode 11 of season 2. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying the series so far. So it was Tony testifying in court yesterday, and it was really interesting some of the information that was revealed. They was talking about his anger management and stuff, and saying that he's got 2 strikes, and if he has one more, he could be locked away. And then he also started talking about Hannah in a previous school. There was another girl that testified on the stand, and she was saying that in her old school, Hannah joined a little clique. There was 3 girls, Hannah part of it, and they bullied her. Now, it's very interesting because obviously my perspective of Hannah in her old school was she was bullied there and she moved to Liberty High and then she was bullied here. But no, it's very interesting. It seems like she might have been the bully in the last school, and in this school she was bullied. So very, very interesting bit of information there. Didn't expect it. Don't think it went massively in the Baker's favour, if I'm being honest, in that last episode. Now, in terms of Bryce, again, really, really interesting stuff going on with him. Zach's confronted him in the middle of a baseball game as well. Bryce is throwing these fastballs. Zach's trying to, get him to change it up. He's saying that he's getting too obvious. Bryce is like, what's your problem? And he's like, you're my problem. We both know that, Hannah wasn't lying on them tapes. Bryce is like, this is not a time, mate. Literally not right here while we're playing a game. Zach's like, I can't do it anymore. Took his gear off. He stormed off. As he stormed off, he's gone into the clubhouse. In the clubhouse, Zach found Clay and what's his name? Clay and Justin. They had managed to break in because Sherry went there earlier on in the day with some weed, and she went in with 2 of the guys, and Bryce come along as well, and she watched them do the code on the little key thing, and obviously she went in. They made her take a little hit of the pipe, and they took a picture of her and threw it into a box, one of the Polaroids. Now, they was in there and they was talking, and Zach was like, what are you guys doing here? And obviously he's having a little back and forth, and then Zach went over and he grabbed the he grabbed the folder with all the Polaroids in, said, you've already got 3 of them, here's the rest, and threw it to him. So it's Zach, he's the one that's been giving him the information. Clay was like, why can't you just come and tell me? Why have you been doing this? Why can't you take Bryce down? And he's like, because I'm a coward. Do you know what I mean? But you're not afraid to stand up. So again, he's telling the truth there, really. Clay's actually fighting against it. Zach, I don't think he's got the strength and courage to do it, but he's just laid down this information on the line. So now Clay's gone back. He's laid it in his room. They're flicking through the Polaroids. They found the girl that actually is, the one that Bryce is there with his pants down, and it looks like he is assaulting. We didn't see her face in the first Polaroid, but there's a second, and the girl is actually his girlfriend, Chloe, mate. Who would have thought that? Not me. Crazy. And do you know what I mean? So, now I'm going to be really fascinated when she finds this out, because Clay's trying to say, look, mate, we'll try and get her on our side. We'll tell her this information, and she might be a person that might help us bring Bryce down. So loads of stuff is getting put on Bryce, and I'm so excited to see if he can get out of it. I don't want him to. No chance, mate. He needs to do the time for the crimes that he's done. But he's got big money, and we know what big money does in life and in films and in TV shows, so it's going to be interesting to see. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 11 of season 2 of 30 Reasons Why.
People talk a lot about what it means to be a member of a team. The brotherhood, the sense of belonging to something greater than yourself. It's about fighting together.
He's a wide receiver.
No greater feeling in the world.
Dude, that catch, insane. So getting your dick sucked tonight.
Hey, Monty, you want to do the honors?
You know what? I would. That's how amazing that catch was.
I'm Hannah. We met at Kat's party.
Yes, yeah, no, I remembered. I was just...
It's cool.
Didn't know you were a football fan.
My mom made me come. She said it'd be good for me to meet people, make some friends.
Maybe that's why Hannah pursued me. Because she'd never felt that sense of belonging. Got this. Spent like 4 hours with Warren and his guys. We're good.
It's going to be a good episode, mate. If Bryce is in court today.
What happened to her? She's gonna be destroyed.
Look, if we don't stop this, there will be more Chloe's. Proof that you're not alone.
And that makes it easier? What, we're some part of a fucking club?
Wait, that might be evidence.
Well, it doesn't belong to you.
I've made a lot of enemies in this town.
Oh, it's Bryce.
You think so?
Yes.
He wouldn't get his hands dirty with this.
Can I come to court with you today?
Okay.
Are you in this picture? So far, things have been worse than I ever would have imagined.
That's true, innit?
What do you want me to say? Would you believe nothing happened?
I want to know the truth.
I told you my truth. But you don't believe me. You say you love me, but you're always willing to believe the worst of me.
That's true. That is actually true, isn't it?
Clay Jensen has the rest. I know how much you talk about your story being yours. I thought you should get to decide what to do with this. But I was into it and having fun, you know? And I guess I was, you know, until there's no picture of that, is there? I cheated on Garrett with Michael. And when you called me out, I wanted to be strong for you, to be what you needed, but I'm not. Maybe we're just gonna never stop being victims. You said.
Do you know what's interesting with that picture there, right? Is it takes me back to what happened with Tyler in the do you know when he was in court? Was he episode 1? He was, wasn't he? And they were saying Hannah looked like she was enjoying herself in all these pictures and all that stuff. And he said, yeah, the picture doesn't tell the whole story. You know what I mean? Like, I could take a picture of you and you could look like you're laughing, but like in reality, 2 seconds before that, you could have been crying your eyes out, which Hannah was. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, she kind of countered what I've been saying. I was saying, well, in that picture, because I said it in the last outro, and I think I said it earlier on in this episode already. I said, it don't even look that bad. She looks like she's enjoying herself. She's there, she's on her own, nobody's around her. I'm sure like she's smiling, having a good time. And in that picture, she is smiling, having a good time. But then she just countered it just exactly as I've just said. She said, yeah, but at that moment, yeah, I was. But I didn't realise the significance of the day, what was going to go on, what actually happened. But this picture doesn't tell that story, does it? And do you know what I mean? I made the assumption that she was fine and she was chilling, having a great time because the picture looks like it. And again, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because the pictures, they don't give the true reality. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Instagram. You know what I mean? You look at someone and think, no, they're having a great life, they're rich. But really, some people just put it on. It's like a fake front. You judge it off a picture and you get your own opinion of it. When in reality, it could totally not be true. And I like how she said that because she counted me when I was just been saying stuff.
That Hannah pursued you after that football game at the beginning of your junior year. So Hannah initiated this on-again, off-again thing?
She took me to Hickman's Bridge.
I like the idea that somebody built this thing that holds people up, helps them get where they need to go. We take it for granted. Life and, like, how precarious it is.
Do you reckon that he was chatting then when he said that they had sex more than once? It's going to be fascinating.
How do you mean it was creepy?
The whole bridge thing. Being obsessed with a place like that. I just wish I'd realized it might have been a sign. Sometimes we just made out, looked at the stars. Sometimes we made love.
Has this happened?
I had a great time with Hannah, but she wasn't really girlfriend material. I think she wanted more. She would always hang around after a football game.
That looks good on you.
Let me get a picture.
Oh, no way, no photos.
Come on.
Right.
So bad, mate. I'd never expected this.
Hannah wanted a more serious relationship, yes?
Yes,
Did she tell you so?
she did. The night of my party.
How do you explain Hannah's report that you did something to her at that party?
She lied to Mr. Porter.
What if Marcus calls your dad too?
That's mad that. He's doing well though, Bryce.
We have to get him back,
You want to go to a movie sometime?
How did that actually get out? Like, who spread that? Who's told that?
Figured my education was more important than sitting around a courtroom,
Can't play ball without that average, right? It happens sometimes. Brothers fight, still your family.
Those guys aren't my family.
Well, what about me? You think you can be there for your team and for me?
If you were any kind of father to this team or to anyone, you would have stopped their bullshit years ago. That means I quit.
Bryce, let's talk about this party that you mentioned. It was on September 30th of last year, right?
Correct.
Maybe people had a drink or two?
Yes.
Maybe 3 or 4?
Sure.
And Hannah Baker was there? You wanted to have sex with her, right?
Yes.
And you got really into it?
Sure.
And you assumed that she was into it too, correct?
Yes.
She never did actually say, I want to have sex with you, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Then you had sex with her against her will, isn't that correct?
No, that is not correct. She came on to me. I would never do that to any girl. When I think about my mom or my girlfriend, I would never want anyone to hurt them. And I never hurt Hannah.
Do you know what? Right. Whether you like Bryce or not, right, he answered all of them, honestly. You can't tell me that what he said in any of that situation was a lie. Everything that he said yes to happened. Was he in the was people drinking? Yeah. 3 or 4? Yeah. He could easily say no, because the more you drink, the less you become aware of the situation. Do you know what I mean? So Did you have a drink? Yeah. 3 or 4? Yeah. Did you get in a hot tub together? Yeah. Did you want to sleep with her? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, did you take her from behind? I did. Do you usually use consent? Yeah. Did you on that night? Contraception? Like, yeah. Did you on that night? No, I didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't. To be fair, he told the truth the whole time. The only thing that I think's really interesting is he says the guy asked him question. Did Hannah tell you that she wanted to have sex? Yeah. No. But I would flip it, yeah, and say, did Hannah tell you that she didn't want to have sex? No. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because it depends on who's listening and who's interpreting it. Like, Bryce was honest then, and he was honest there as well. Did Hannah tell you she wanted to have sex? He said no, she didn't tell me. But, you know, so that somebody could listen to it and think, oh, yeah, he has raped her. And then, but if he worded it, did Hannah tell you she didn't want to have sex? No, she never said that she didn't want to. Then somebody else could be like, oh yeah, she was up for it. Do you know what I mean? It's all about the wording. So, like, it was interesting. I thought Bryce was honest in that situation. Now, to me, he definitely raped her in last season's episode. If we watch today's episode, right, and we get so much more of that, so much more of that scene, that window, the whole thing, if it gets played out again and there's additional information that we never seen last season, might be different. But currently, my stance and my position is he did rape Hannah, based on what I have seen and have known. But you can't say that he's lying or anything like that, because I actually think that he answered it honestly. I just think that, you know, depending on who's hearing, they might take it a different way. But it is interesting. I want more and more to come out, because Chloe's left and maybe Clay goes after her and, you know, shows her these pictures. It's going to be interesting, mate.
He lies to his fucking teeth and everybody shakes his hand.
We have to tell Jessica. We need Chloe.
Listen, have you been talking to Zach Dempsey? He's talking about quitting the team because of this thing with Bryce.
You mean that Bryce is a rapist?
Troubled girl took her own life, and we want to blame. But it's not that simple. No one wants a record.
No one wants to be on the wrong side of the law.
That's interesting, counter that, actually.
Look, I know you're the one who crossed out all that bullshit about me in the stall. Do you remember going to a place called the Clubhouse? Do you remember this happening?
That's ruthless, that, innit?
You don't remember, do you? He's done this to me, and you, and who knows who else. And he takes pictures, or in my case, puts them up on a whiteboard at school.
I thought those pictures would scare you into not calling Bryce out in court. I wanted to believe the rumors about you were true.
Oh, that's interesting. So she's one of the things, you know what I mean? We've had the sign burned for Marcus, haven't we? We've had the gun stolen from Clay's. We've had the Polaroids, but that's turned out to be Zach. And we've had, obviously, these pictures put up of Jess, which turns out to be Chloe. And we've had the eyes gouged out of Tyler's pictures, which we still don't know. And we've had the bullet dropped in Alex's locker, and we still don't know. So that's interesting. It actually is. Do you know what I mean? So it's not all been the same person, which is really interesting, because so far that's definitely confirmed that there's 3 different people. We've had Zach and Chloe, who's doing the rest.
Deep down, he's a lot like you.
Oh, God, don't say shit like that. Zach's just like the rest of them. Zach and Montgomery and Scott.
Tell me Bryce was lying about everything.
Jesus, Hannah, tell me he was lying.
He told lies.
It was all lies. I need to know the truth.
Could that be true?
Please don't
Could
do
a person
this.
be that
Just leave me
sick?
alone. Just leave me alone.
Just talk to Chloe. She's gonna meet with the lawyers.
That's good news. It is good news. Do you know what, right? Everybody's acted way better this season than last. Do you not think? Everybody's stepped it up.
Your little sister, if you decide to testify in that courtroom, maybe the next girl, maybe even Amelia, will be safer.
If you could do this for all of us, whatever happens next, we have your back.
I told one friend, trying to figure out what I did wrong. It got out of control.
Allowed to end those motherfuckers.
Right? Let's do it.
Don't do it, Justin.
You're a goddamn liar. Still gonna hide behind your boys, Bryce?
I'm not hiding.
Fucking coward faggot. Oh, yes!
Go on, Cyrus. Jordan. Alex, go over and hit him with your crutch. Go on, lad. Go on, Alex.
What was your problem, psycho? Hannah and Bryce. I
didn't see anything, and neither did you.
Oh. Yo, that was well interesting. I like how everybody ran in though and started fighting everybody. That was decent. Alex went in and got a little lick as well, didn't he? In with his crutch. Now, what's interesting with that is he got a little flashback, didn't he? Montgomery standing there and them having a conversation saying that you could have stopped it. I could have stopped it, you know. That's his letter. That's his suicide one that he shot himself with. The one that we got in episode 1 or 2 when we've been trying to figure it out. What's he talking about? That's it there, right there. You know, we've got that information. He said that it sounds like both of them seen or witnessed what happened at the party and both of them kept their mouth shut. Now, it's interesting that Alex said that you're fucking going down or something to him. But, like, if that is true, that they both seen it, then they both would be in the same position. Do you know what I mean? So I thought that was fascinating, that information that got really. Justin had to back it up. He went over, confronted Bryce. Bryce said, "I'm not scared. I'm right here." He stood up to him. Are you going to do something about it? Justin couldn't step away. He was the one that confronted him, so he had to go for it. I hope Tony doesn't get done, you know, for fighting. That would be his third strike, wouldn't it? They go on that he's got anger management problems, but I'm not being funny, right? The first time, the guy was calling him a fag, yeah, and he hit him in court. He said that he was He said that someone was breaking into his car and he fought them, didn't he? And I said that was reasonable grounds. If someone was smashing up my car, I'd drag him back and I'd have a scrap as well. Do you know what I mean? But then when you watched it, I would say somebody calling you that is worse than somebody breaking into your car. It was unprovoked. He was stood there with Ryan. He was just walking past. This guy just started hurling abuse at them for no reason. Like being, you know, derogatory towards him, and he retaliated. And again today here, I know that he ran in there and he was all fighting, but there's no need to call them stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just provoking it. It's just asking to get smacked. So in both of them situations, I don't blame Tony at all. And the one he said that somebody was dealing to his sister and they give him a beating. So I don't know, all the situations that he's actually been in, I could actually see in real life somebody actually having a fight with it.
Why didn't you hit me?
You look pretty bad already.
Which you helped with.
I didn't.
Bryce Walker, can you come with us, please?
Oh, no. No. Box. The box, it's gone.
Jesus, you left them in the fucking car?
We'll get them back. How? How are we gonna get them back?
She's got no evidence now to back it up. Surely she's got her pictures. She didn't give them back to Jess.
It's in the woods behind the field.
And when you got to the clubhouse, do you remember what happened next?
It's kind of a blur.
So, do you remember these photos being taken?
No.
So you don't remember having sex with Bryce Walker?
I do. I remember.
Wow.
Remember what?
I do. I remember that now. We were drinking, so I'd forgotten, but I wanted to.
To me, if I was part of the jury there, like her whole thing, I would disregard. To me, it was. What's the word when something like is conflicted? She say one thing and say the other, and then so that means that to me that whole scenario that she just give evidence for is inconclusive. That's it. Inconclusive. You can't make up your mind on that. Like literally, it's not good enough. Like whatever she just laid down there, it's not good enough. You can't tell me you've took from that. Yes, she was raped, or no, she wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Based on her evidence being given there, if you never seen any of it and just listened, it was well inconclusive. She was up and then she was down. Now, that's the thing. Like Bryce shouldn't be able to be in that court because it affects her emotions. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if he's not there, she's got a blink. You know what I mean? She's got a straight head on and she's just staring at the guy asking her questions. Bryce is there, he's in a peripheral. She's constantly looking at him. She's like getting directions. She's catching her feelings. Somebody that she actually loves, yeah, is on the other side and she's possibly sending him down. Now, I understand that he might have done shit to her, but like, you don't know how that's affecting you. If he's not there, that's not blocking you. It's not affecting your view, your mindset. But because he is there, so I don't think that he should be allowed in the room, when she's testifying, because it's just, like I said, just gave inconclusive results.
I believed her. I think she told us the truth before she walked into that courtroom. Warren's an ass, but he's a good lawyer and he plays by the rules.
That family doesn't, that boy doesn't, and we just let him walk.
File separately, I'm sure they'd settle before enduring another round of headlines.
I don't want Bryce Walker's money.
I wonder how much she would lose in cash if she lost this case. She'd have to pay his costs as well, wouldn't she?
I was left alone in the hot tub, but not for long. That's when you showed up, Bryce.
was all bullshit, wasn't it? You want to know what real power feels like?
Don't give him a gun.
You know what really helps, though, is if you name your targets. You don't do it all in your head. Watch.
Bryce Walker.
Fuck yeah!
Turn me around and push the full weight of your body into my back.
Clay, give me the gun.
I couldn't move.
No, there were other Polaroids of other girls. There was proof.
Pretty exhausting day, not gonna lie.
You know, your father and I have always given you a lot of freedom, Bryce.
Seems like it's worked out pretty well so far.
What happened with Hannah?
She came on to me. We had sex. Chloe's got problems, okay?
So you had sex with her when she was unconscious?
I didn't force her to get drunk and stoned at 4 in the afternoon. You wanna know what happened with me and Hannah, Mom? She got in the hot tub with me. I just had to have her. So, I took her, I turned her around, and I fucked her from behind.
You've brought shame on this family. You're a stranger in this house.
I want to know is the stuff at the start. What I want to know is the stuff at the start when he said that they went to the bridge. Is that a lie or not? Nobody watching this, based on the evidence up until this point in the episode, can say that's true or false. Like, I have no idea. Like, based on the over 10 episodes that we've watched this season, we've gained so much information that we didn't know last season that, like, why would that be a lie? It doesn't benefit him in any way. Like, you know, it doesn't help his case. The whole thing that we care about is the hot tub scene, what he's just described there. So, like, just the beforehand, you know, saying that, you know, the chat at the football game, and then he went to the bridge and he made out a few times, and then he slept, you know, he was sexually active. You know, maybe that's the key bit. He was saying that they've been sexually active before, i.e. that hot tub scene, that wasn't the first time, when, to us, to our knowledge, watching that last season, it was clearly the first time. So again, I do think it's interesting. I would love to know, like, confirmed factually, if they did hook up way before that, because it does change a little bit. But again, man, you never know. Bryce is cocky though, isn't he? He actually is cocky.
Oh, there was a package left for you earlier. On the counter.
She wasn't strong enough to tell her story, and that's not her fault.
I would do anything to take everything you've been through and put it on me.
You can't.
But you can let me point at him and say he did this.
He doesn't have to tell the truth. He can tell it.
It's me again. I'm gonna need you to bring my car and meet me.
You traced your fingers down my bra strap and over my bra.
I know.
Hey, it's good. Tyler, the savage guy.
Bryce fucking some chick in the hot tub?
Must be a desperate slut at this hour.
You could have stopped it. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That night at the party.
Be right. I've got to say, I am not a fan of Montgomery. I'm not. But that's nothing to do with Montgomery, and it's nothing to do with Alex. That, like, how was they supposed to know that Bryce was raping Hannah? First of all, they didn't even know it was Hannah, did they? And, like, you know, he's just looked out the window. Bryce is just sleeping with somebody. You know, like, they would not have known in that situation. So, I mean, putting that heavy burden on your shoulders, mate, that's deep, innit? But also, you know, I don't think that it's Montgomery sending him these letters. And if it is, then it wouldn't make any sense because he was there. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would expect both of them to be getting terrorized, not just Alex. Why? It wouldn't make sense for Montgomery to start blaming Alex for everything. So it's mad. And they sent him a gun as well. Is that the gun that he shot himself with, or is that the gun that was robbed out of Justin's bag? And what's Clay doing? You know, he's still got a gun on him. It's like he's going to trek to Bryce's to shoot him, but he's got no bullets in his clip. So no idea.
So Hannah initiated this on again, off again thing.
Yes, she did. She took me to Hickman's Bridge. I mean, we take it for granted is all. Life.
We should get back.
Right, here we go.
Sometimes we just made out.
So it didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Before I was saying based on the information, now we're getting it told to us.
That looks good on you. Let me get a picture.
Oh, no way, no photos.
What? Come on, you're so beautiful. What's the matter? Thought we were having a good time.
I like you, but as a friend.
So he did chat absolute shite, didn't he, all in court?
I struggled, but you were too strong for me. You pulled my underwear down and used your body to trap me there.
Does Hannah want him to shoot him?
This is fucking crazy.
I begged you, please, Bryce, but you told me to relax.
I talked to Jessica today. She wants me to testify.
I can't count on anyone else anymore. I have to do this myself.
You don't have to do this yourself.
How do I make her stop? She won't stop.
Make who
The
stop?
way I see it.
Who? Clay, who are you talking about? Just stop. Give me the gun.
And in that moment, it felt like I was already dead.
It's like she wants him to shoot him. Like, I mean, I'm firmly behind that there's no bullets in that gun. That, like, literally, they both shot. Him and Tyler were shooting those bottles, yeah? And then they both ran out of bullets. That, like, literally, they both ran out of bullets. And then the police sirens come and they both ran off. Like, where's he got it from? Like, they was reloaded. I don't know, man. Like, I might be looking into it. I kind of wanted him to shoot himself in the head to show that there was nothing in the clip, or point it to Bryce. I mean, it would have been better actually if he pointed it to Bryce and shot and nothing happened. It would show that he was willing to go to that crazy extreme, even though, you know, it didn't have any bullets in. And you know what I'd actually like to know, right? Would that be classed as attempted murder? Because his intention was to shoot him if that did happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if Clay did point the gun at Bryce and shoot and it didn't actually work because there was no bullets, yeah, would that be done as attempted murder? Because his plan was to actually take him down, he just done it incorrectly. Do you know what I mean? Very interesting. Now, Hannah, in that situation, actually was annoying me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I was loving the fact that Justin turned up and said that Jessica said that he can testify. That's a massive step in the case. Or just in Jess's progress. Do you know what I mean? Like, she physically can't say it herself. Like she was saying, it brings the whole world crashing down. And she missed her opportunity. But like she was saying with Chloe today, it happened too fast. She wasn't ready. You know, Bryce was in the court. He was there. It was affecting her. She could see him in her peripheral. And, you know, her relationship and feelings with him, as well as obviously kind of not embarrassing herself. I don't know what the word would be, but like acknowledging it. That everybody in the school would now somehow know that she's been raped, when like 24 hours ago, that wasn't a thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like a massive weight on your shoulders, and like she couldn't do it. But Jessica's now at the stage where she's like, Justin, if you want to do it, if you want to name drop him, I'll let you do it. It's massive. And then Clay's kind of like overpowering the huge impact of it, because Hannah's like egging him on. Like that's literally like the whole 10 minutes. Hannah was egging him on to shoot Bryce. That's how if she wasn't egging him on, what was she doing? Do you know what I mean? And Clay's looking a bit insane as well. You know, he's talking. Justin's like, who are you talking to? He's like, tell her to make her stop. You know what I mean? Like, it was good seeing. Like I said earlier on in the episode, mate, the acting from everybody in this season has gone up. Like, I thought season 1 was decent, but I feel like everybody's really improved. I think they've all stepped up and they've all performed, and they're making it feel really impactful. Now, to me, this kind of went in Bryce's favour. I'm not going to lie. I actually thought that it went in Bryce's favour, to be honest. You know, he was asked a few questions, he answered them. I actually think that the hot tub scene, he answered them honestly and he didn't actually lie. Where, like, the scene before it, when he said he went to the bridge, earlier on in the episode again, I was saying, did that or did not happen? Do you know what I mean? Based on the information we had right now when I was doing that little assessment, I was saying that, you know, he that could have happened. It couldn't. None of us would notice an assumption, but then we've just been revealed here that it was total lies. Do you know what I mean? It was him that took her to the bridge. It was him that was saying about, you know, he thinks it's mad how, like, you could be driving across in one turn and you splat, you're dead. He tried to give her a kiss. They didn't, you know, have sex in the back of the car. They went to the clubhouse and they didn't make out. Do you know what I mean? So, like, that one's really interesting. It's confirmed. In terms of him talking about the sex scene and the thing, I think he actually did tell the truth. But whether or not the jury would take that as him raping her, we'll have to find out. Do you know what I mean? But, like, I thought that he was going massively against Bryce, and I think that it actually didn't do that bad. Like he said, he come out and he was actually celebrating, so you could tell how he actually feels it went from his side. And, you know, what we're on now, 11, so we've got 12 and 13 left. It's going to be mad. Okay, so that is going to wrap up today's episode. Very, very interesting. So, if we go back to the Bryce questioning with him in the hot tub, you know, they said, did Hannah get in there on her own? And he was like, yeah. And then they said, you know, did you want to sleep with her? Yeah. Did you have sex with her? I did, yeah. Did she say that you know, she didn't want to have sex? No, she never said that. Did you use contraception? No, I didn't. did you, bend her over and sleep with her? Yeah, I did. He was actually truthful about that. He was talking about, did we have drinks? Yeah, we did. Did you have 3 or 4? Yeah, we did. So, like, in that aspect, he told the truth. Everything else, it turned out, was a lie. It was. Now, I obviously still think that he raped her. Like I said, I mean, unless we got an extended version of what happened in the hot tub, it would never change my my opinion on it. I definitely do think he raped her. I do want him to go down for it, but I think it's also fascinating from a side of not everybody does always go down for stuff. And like, what is it? It's something like, it might be a very low statistical, like number of people that actually have been raped when they've done the accused, when they've tried to take the accuser to court, have been successful. Like right now, literally, as of recording this, there's a footballer for Arsenal that's been accused of rape, Thomas Partey, by some girl online. Now, I don't know who it is. I've not read into the story massively, but she signed an NDA. This is factually. She signed an NDA from him and accepted 200,000 to be quiet. Now, obviously, she was trying to still get him done, and she lost the case. And she got drunk on Twitter and she just went for it. She just released loads of texts and pictures and, messages. And like the interesting thing is, obviously, you've got people sticking up for him and saying that, you've decided to do this and that, and why are you speaking up? And then she's saying stuff like, yeah, I did accept the money and I did do this, but I can't believe that he got away with it on a technicality or something that she was saying. She said the law says you could do this thing and something, but like basically she was trying to say that at first she accepted the money, and then after she's lost the case, she's realising herself that if she doesn't speak up, then how many more girls are going to get affected by this? How many more people are going to be attacked? And how many more people are going to be living with the same feelings that she has every day? She's saying every day that she can't look herself in the mirror. She can't feel affection. If somebody touches her, she flinches, she gets scared, she breaks down, she has to go to therapy. She's saying at first she took the money to be quiet because she felt like she loved him, but now as time goes on, the impact it's had on her, she doesn't want other girls and other females to suffer. Now, I've not read into the case, I have no idea who's telling the truth, but like the concept of that scenario is kind of like what's going on here. Do you know what I mean? There's a rich person that's done something to somebody, and because he's in a high position of power, Bryce, he's managed to kind of worm currently his way out of the situation. Now, all the evidence that we've seen here stacks up massively, and I mean the evidence that she might stack up massively, but like I said, it's who comes forward and who says it and who can be strong enough to help protect. Like they were saying there, Hannah's mum tried saying to Chloe that you coming to testify here can save so many girls. You can save your little sister from ever happening, something like this happening to her again. You'll never have to worry about, people like Bryce on the streets hurting innocent people. And again, like I said, people in high positions of power seem to worm their way out of it. It's a reality of life, and whether we like it or not, that's why the story's quite interesting, because seems like all arrows are pointing for Bryce to go down, but like in every way, in every scenario possible, he seems to be worming out of it. So I have no idea how this season honestly is going to go. Now, I thought it was interesting that Alex, found out or remembered that him and Montgomery kind of known/seen the situation unfolding with Hannah. Now, Montgomery did see it outside the window, didn't he? He didn't see it, he didn't know it was rape. He was just saying, oh, Bryce is sleeping with another girl who's in the hot tub. Alex was just playing the game, but it shows us the drink falling over, the laughing, him playing it. That scene's tied up together now. They ended up having a fight in school with everybody, didn't they? And then obviously Alex got another flashback of them being pinned up against the locker, and he was saying that we're responsible, we could have stopped it, if we said something. And then that ties back into Alex's letter at the start of the season, which again was really, really interesting. We had Tyler, he's just posted them pictures of the vandalism on Facebook, no messing about. He's not hiding it. Everybody's going to know it's him that's done that. Now, his relationship with Cyrus isn't that good right now. He's still angry about what happened with his sister. Now, his sister, she's not that mad at Tyler, to be honest. I said that, last episode when he was saying that stuff to her, that it was obvious that he was he was just upset, kind of, and embarrassed of what happened to him in the cinema. And obviously he was just trying to get out. There was a crowd forming. Now, obviously, she said that she told one of her friends about the situation that happened, and then she's gone round and she's kind of blabbed, and then everybody's got that info. Now, she was saying that she was trying to make ends meet, you know, like heads or tails of what actually was going on with Tyler and why he would have flaked, and that's why she's spoken to her friend, which kind of would make sense, to be honest. You would say, oh, how's your date? And then you would say, oh, blah, 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 this happened, and then he left, and then you're trying to figure out, you know, what happened and what went wrong. So I do like what Tyler's got going on there, but obviously he's gone shooting with Clay. He's took the gun, he's gone to Bryce's. Looks like Hannah's been egging him on consistently to shoot him ever since that scene. Now, it looked like to me anyway that he ran out of ammo after they were shooting in the trees. But I like how Justin's turned up, said that Jess is given permission to obviously name drop Bryce in court, say everything that he saw when he was at the party. You know, he was there, he knows what happened, and you know, Bryce has come out the house and was like, what the F, mate, as we finish the episode. So again, we're going to the final two. We've still loads of information that we need to unravel. Who's leaving the bullets? Who's, you know, been crossing out the faces on Tyler's pictures? We found out Chloe left the pictures. We found out, Zach's left the Polaroids. But who's burning Marcus's signs? Do you know what I mean? Like, who's doing all this other stuff? So I'm excited, me. Can't wait. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how we finish off this season. So thanks for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. If you did, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.